We also have a young gentleman with us tonight, Chris Carter. Chris, would you like to stand, please? And Chris is from Highland Park, okay? And Chris is a student over at Cass Tech. And Chris took it upon his own to go into the internet and find out about the state oratorical contest. Chris had his speech totally memorized and gave it from the top of his head. He actually, asked me if it was okay to, use a few notes.
They whisper in the shadows about the fact that I've been raised by a single parent my whole life. They assemble in silence to discuss the fact that I have so many siblings that I can't even begin to count how many of them that I have. They've never seen my parents' face, yet they are so convinced of all the rumors that they hear. My parent was very young when they began having children. I'm the youngest of many and the oldest of many to come. Although the years have gone by and my parent is over 233 years old, it still looks as great as it did the day it was born. I always keep a copy of my parents' birth certificate around for all those non-believers. And the priceless expression on their face when they see its name in big bolded letters, Constitution of the United States of America. To ask the question, is the Constitution still relevant? It's just the same as asking if fish can swim in water. The answer to both of these questions is yes. During the time of slavery, African Americans were captured against their will and forced to endure manual labor for little pay, and in most cases, no pay at all. Slaves woke up every day knowing that they had no freedom, that they had to work or be punished, and that they were owned by whoever claimed them. Imagine wanting your freedom so badly that you decided to take matters into your own hands. You figured if they weren't going to give it to you, then you were going to take it. And so the clock strikes midnight as your heart begins to pound harder and harder. However, your heart begins beating so rapidly that you are immediately reminded of the sounds of whips. Whips that have the power to slash through and destroy your delicate and soft skin. Living this lifestyle of fear and restrictions had to stop. Things took a turn for the better when my courageous parents stepped up and abolished slavery in 1865. The 13th Amendment reads, "Neither slavery nor involuntary servitude shall exist within the United States or any place subject to their jurisdiction." If the Constitution did not exist today, chains, whips, and hard labor will become of my present and my future. Luckily, I have a parent who protects me from harm. With the presidential election recently passing us, it marked an extreme time in history. It signifies when blacks could not vote in America. Once upon a time, literacy tests, grandfather clauses, and poll taxes were used to prevent African Americans from voting. But stretching farther from that, what about a time when women had no rights to vote? Or a time when women lived their lives as though they were caged birds? If women continued to live the life of a caged bird, then they would never have had any idea that there was a world around them that existed. They would have continued to be fed the bitter sweets of inequality and would have never been able to taste the fruits of freedom. This suffrage that they endured caused them to be silenced as a gender and pushed further into the shadows. But once again, our parents spoke up for the little princesses of America and all its children, no matter which shade of color they were, and defended them against those who felt they were inferior. The 19th Amendment of U.S. Constitution reads, "The right of citizens of the United States to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the United States on account of sex." The 15th Amendment reads, "The right of citizens of the United States to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or on account of race, color, or previous condition of servitude." To have the privilege to vote decades later proves that our Constitution is a living document. So, this parent of mine serves as a guardian angel, standing in front of those who try to lessen my value as a United States citizen. I've recognized something, however. I will never be able to plan a funeral for this parent of mine because it will outlive me. No disease or sickness will ever taint the quality of its life. It is a sacred gift that has descended down from our ancestors through the years and through the generations. A gift that must be cherished and appreciated. It is a gift that we have been entrusted with. A gift that must be shared amongst all my brothers and sisters of America. So take a moment to ask yourself this question. If the Constitution had not been born, then who would have adopted you? So when you look at us, you will see every shade of color there is, from lightness to darkness. You will see every color from white to black. You will see every curve to every shape to every figure. You will see every personality to every smile to every facial expression. From there, you will see every size to every height. From there, you will see every hairstyle to every outfit. We're made differently, but we're all the same. We are a distant family, but so close when we need each other. Our Constitution is our parent and is long overdue for a family reunion and a thank you. In the end, we owe it our readiness to bleed red, white, and blue whenever necessary in order to protect the parent that has taken us in and given us all.